Welcome back to Facts Repo, your go-to channel for exploring the mysteries of our world. Today, we're diving into a phenomenon that might make you question everything you think you remember. Have you ever been absolutely certain about a memory, only to find out it was wrong? You're not alone. This is the core of a fascinating and frankly, bizarre phenomenon known as the Mandela Effect. It gets its name from one of the most widespread false memories in recent history. Millions of people around the globe share a distinct, vivid memory of South African leader Nelson Mandela dying in prison during the 1980s. They remember news reports, television specials, and even classroom discussions about his funeral. The problem? None of it ever happened. Nelson Mandela was actually released from prison in 1990, went on to become the president of South Africa, and passed away in 2013. This isn't just a simple mistake, it's a detailed, collective misremembering shared by a massive, unconnected group of people. And it's just the tip of the iceberg. Let's play a little game. Picture the Monopoly man, Rich Uncle Pennybags. Is he wearing a monocle over one eye? Most people would say yes, confidently picturing the little top-hatted tycoon with his eyepiece. Go ahead and look him up. You'll find he has never, ever had a monocle. Not on any game board, not in any advertisement, not once. Yet, the image of him with a monocle is so pervasive that it's a classic pop culture reference. How about the famous line from the movie Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs? The evil queen steps up to her enchanted mirror and says, "What? If you thought mirror, mirror, on the wall, you're in for a surprise." The actual line is magic mirror on the wall. The phrase mirror, mirror is so ingrained in our collective consciousness that it's used in countless parodies and references, but it was never said in the original Disney classic. These are just a few examples of the Mandela Effect in action. From brand names like Febreze being remembered as Febreze, to the beloved children's books being recalled as the Berenstain Bears instead of the Berenstain Bears, these collective false memories are everywhere. So what's going on here? How can so many people from different walks of life, all over the world, remember the exact same incorrect details? The explanations range from the scientifically plausible to the wildly speculative. Let's start with the psychological explanations. The leading theory from scientists is something called confabulation. This is a fancy term for when our brains create false memories without any intention to deceive. Our memory isn't like a video recorder, perfectly capturing every detail. Instead, it's a reconstructive process. Every time we recall a memory, our brain rebuilds it, sometimes filling in gaps with what it thinks should be there. Think about the Monopoly man. A wealthy, old-fashioned character with a top hat and a cane just feels like he should have a monocle. It fits the archetype. So, over time, our brains might have just added one in to complete the picture, and this shared assumption spread through culture. Another psychological factor is suggestion and reinforcement. When you hear someone say mirror, mirror, on the wall, or see a comedian reference the Monopoly man's monocle, it reinforces that incorrect memory in your own mind. We hear it so often that our brain accepts the false version as the truth. This process is amplified by the internet. A few people discussing a shared false memory on a forum can quickly snowball into a global conversation, making it seem like a much more widespread and mysterious phenomenon than it might actually be. But for many people, these psychological explanations just don't feel sufficient. They argue that their memories are too vivid, too detailed, and too specific to be a simple brain hiccup. This is where the theories take a sharp turn into the extraordinary. One of the most popular alternative explanations is the idea of parallel universes or multiple timelines. This theory, borrowed from the concepts of quantum physics, suggests that there are an infinite number of universes, each one slightly different from the last. According to this idea, the Mandela Effect is what happens when we slide or shift from one timeline to another. In this view, there really was a universe where Nelson Mandela died in the 80s, and where the Berenstain Bears were spelled with an E. People who experience the Mandela Effect are simply remembering their original timeline before they somehow crossed over into our current one. They aren't misremembering, they are remembering a reality that no longer applies to them. It's a mind-bending concept that suggests our reality is far less stable than we believe. Proponents of this theory often point to the launch of the Large Hadron Collider at CERN as a potential catalyst. This massive particle accelerator smashes particles together at near the speed of light to study the fundamental building blocks of the universe. The wild theory is that in doing so, CERN may have inadvertently tampered with the fabric of space-time. Some speculate that it could be creating micro-black holes, disrupting dimensions, or merging different timelines together. In this scenario, the rise in reported Mandela effects in the last decade could be a direct side effect of these high-energy experiments. We are all living in a reality that has been subtly, or not so subtly, altered. Of course, physicists at CERN and the vast majority of the scientific community dismiss these claims entirely. They assure the public that their experiments are perfectly safe and that there is zero evidence they are capable of merging universes. But the theory persists because it offers a grand, almost sci-fi narrative for a deeply personal and unsettling experience. It validates the feeling that your memory is correct and that reality itself is what has changed. So, where does that leave us? Are we simply witnessing the quirks and fallibilities of human memory on a massive scale? Is our collective consciousness being shaped and reshaped by cultural assumptions and the power of suggestion, amplified by the internet? Or are we travelers in time, carrying residual memories from a reality we left behind? Could we be living in the ripple effects of a great cosmic event that has subtly rewritten history, leaving behind clues in the form of these shared, false memories? The truth is, we don't have a definitive answer. The Mandela Effect exists in the fascinating gray area between psychology and paranormal speculation. It forces us to confront the nature of memory, the reliability of our own minds, and even the stability of reality itself. Whether you believe it's a trick of the mind or a glitch in the matrix, one thing is certain: the next time you're positive about a detail from the past, you might just want to double-check. You never know which timeline you're remembering. Thanks for joining us on this mind-bending journey. If you enjoyed this video and want more deep dives into the world's greatest mysteries, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more from Facts Repo. Until next time, keep questioning.